They came, they saw, and they decided to build. Hello everyone, welcome back to another segment. In today's episode, let's dive into African lady who got married to a Chinese husband based in China, but presently they are in Africa. Indeed, the rate at which development is tripping into Africa is through the hate of a Chinese husband all over Africa. You see, most of them, that got married to African lady, they either bring good tidings to the families of which they married to. And apart from, the good tidings, they try to create a kind of development in the rural area. You found out that most times, when they got engaged or when they found a wife for them in Africa, there is changes that usually occur. To some others, it could be a kind of development of road, a kind of development, of or changes of the well-being of the families in which they are married into or married from. You can also see that into this package we have your African lady husband, someone like what is their aim or purpose, but you can see now that their aim, they have a good aim and they have a good objective. For the joy that trips in his heart and the smiles that always sprang forth from his mind, he's such enticing and convincing that the fact that he loves her so much dearly. Yes, it doesn't mean okay at this particular should I say at this particular stand or state of mind. Now we have to think the other way around, that he doesn't need a kind of 1 year or 10 years relationship for him to have expressed such a wonderful love to her. As you can see what he's doing, he took upon himself and also the team to try to build a gigantic building, for African ladies and parents, and mostly in his land. Yes, that is great. This is a good one. The wedding just occurred, the traditional wedding in Africa, both the traditional and also the court wedding occurred recently, and here we go, a new development which sprang forth, and this actually crown it all that their purpose or their aim is a good one, and there will be a changes in the family. Well, at this point in time, we found that the Chinese uncle will be returning back to China, and he notes that he will not be around, during the development or during some of the, should I say, building of the house. So he had to, hand over some of the work to his colleagues, actually, his brother, yes, that is staying behind with African lady and her husband, pending when the return back to China. Well, his purpose or him of going back, to the Chinese environment is for him to prepare place according to him. He says he wants to prepare place and also for them to lodge in, and also for the white wedding to take place instantly when they arrived over there in the Chinese environment. Fielded planning, I guess you'll be able to, collide and also be able to handle several projects, at a goal. Yes, the building of this particular building of this particular family house, and also the planning of the white wedding, which will occur instantly according to him when the visa is being approved, for them, to just should I say to just apply it instantly. That is for all of them to return back to the Chinese environment once it to be somehow, and the price of the ticket and the visa will be much more high. So they have to plan, reschedule their planning, and I think this kind of decision also help a lot, because if all of them, let's say they have to go back to the Chinese environment, including African lady, there will be no one investigating the work which they're doing down here in Africa. So as it is now, the work should be done quickly according to him, that he wants the work to be done instantly without delay, and then he himself, he will go back to the Chinese environment to ensure that other things are put in place, in preparation for the white wedding. Well, I think that is a good idea. Him outside, I think is a good one, a good thinking. Yes, and this will hasten the work, and in completion, according to him also, he says he wants the house to be filled with there should be water running in, electricity, and the house should be built according to his test. That is a good one in the land of Africa, and that is a good one, and that is what most African parents are often looking for, and mostly for their in-laws. Well, I guess so many persons now will start asking me so many questions, but I tell you, that is touching like he's as like touching the heart of the lion, because most African parents will not come out and start saying you have to do this, you have to do that. I guess with your own brain, with your mind and all of that, you just have to view it and say, what will I do for them? What actually am I going to do to impact positively into the lives of this one? So he took upon himself, and most, if you're checking our recent video, we talk about Lahu husband and even Lahu. I think that is the same thing that is happening down there in the land of Tanzania, and I think these two folks have a kind of related should I say characteristics which is being exhibited by others. And when we say related characteristics, yes, is a good one on the good side, on the advantage side, not on the disadvantage side. All right, so it is very important for both the Chinese healers, the African healers, and all the whole healers to abide a good character and also impact positively into the lives of their wives' parents. Okay, that is a good one, right? I think that is a nutshell there. Well, you see, he came over with his wife and they're returning back to the Chinese environment. All right, that is where we're wrapping up today's episode, and I hope you're enlightened onto this package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed, and always remember, lovelies, stay cool for now. Bye for now.